guys, it's Tiff back and it's Creative Flow time. Do you not know what Creative Flow is? Where have you been? So Erin at Happily We Go and myself have been doing a collaboration where we swapped Flowish journals. Now what Flowish journals is they are your random bits and papers and things, okay, all the things, you put them in a journal and you send them to a friend. That friend will then be able to use them just as you would kind of like an inspiration book or like a flow journal that you can buy in stores, but it's with your friend's items. So that's what we did way back in the day, and we've been doing a series twice a month where we use at least 3 of the items that person sent us, okay, out of the flow, and then we take them and use them in a project. So now that I've caught you up, make sure by the end of the video, watch this one, then go hang out with Erin and see what she's up to this Thursday. So as you can see, I have a nice little pile of things going over there that I'm going to use, and I'm just taking random bits, and the rule is you have to use at least 3. So I'm going to take out my little small Delusions journal that I've started because I've been working through journals a lot. And I'm taking this very interesting, I think she used some type of dye or like Lindy Stamp Gang is what comes to mind whenever I saw this. I'm not 100% sure with that, but this is not my typical colors. So I wanted to kind of push myself out of the comfort zone here a little bit, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm also going to take some of these bits of washi tape and just kind of randomly place them around the page. And when I say random, I'm aware of kind of them, I don't know, random, like it's still going to look like it's a whole, so it's not just willy-nilly around, it's actually, you know, kind of has a flow to it. As you can see, your eye kind of moves. It's what I'm trying to explain, y'all. I'm filming. I had to film yesterday, and I'm voice recording over to doing it today because I have to go to work. So y'all just bear with me. So since I thought it was Lindy's, I'm gonna go with some Lindy's, and y'all don't have a heart attack because this looks like poo poo. It just looks like very brown, not very Tiffany-like at all. Please bear with me. We will have a nice looking piece, or so I think, when we get through. So when I was looking at this, I'm not even gonna lie, y'all, I was having a heart attack. I was like, oh man, you done pushed your limits this time, Tiff. And then I'm going in with the Nickel Azo Gold, which is a little bit of an orangey color. And I started to be able to breathe again because I thought I've never had a video. Now watch this, okay? Do you see what happened there? That was ink that I took off of another page that Erin sent me. And I'm just using it kind of to mop, but look at the color. Okay, so now this has me inspired. This got my juices going. I'm like, yes, we're going to make this work. But I will say I have never filmed a video that I did not publish because I was not happy with the page. So I kept just telling myself in the background, Tiffany, push, push, push. Okay, you can do it. And I was taking that Lindy's, not Lindy's, I'm not sure what she used. I think it was some type of ink, either Delusions or not. And I was trying to get some of that purple to kind of move on to the gesso that I put down, and it didn't really work. At least it didn't work the way I had thought it might work, so I just kind of pushed that idea to the side. And then I'm going in with the Folk Art Color Shift paints. Guys, if you haven't tried these, they are so fun. I think I've heard that Walmart carries them and also Joann's if you're in the U.S. If not, I'm sure I can find them and kind of link them below in Amazon. But the color shift paints are super cool, and I thought the turquoise color shift would be a really cool, interesting, kind of contrasting tone with the orangey, browny colors that we had going on. So that's kind of where that was moving me. I will tell you that my muse took off in this piece and just had so much fun, and I didn't even realize what time it was. Like, I was just moving. Do you ever get in that? My husband calls that when Tiffany gets in the zone, and I don't know what else is going on in the room. I have no clue. I even lost my top to the Oohoo glue stick in this video. I still haven't found it, by the way. If y'all see it, let me know. And I'm going to go in with the white China marker. And I'm just making some crazy wild marks because, well, I'm crazy and wild like that. And if you didn't watch the flow video, not the flow video, that's what I'm doing. If you didn't watch the Mini Mix Media Monday video, then you'll know I cut that butterfly out of one of the pieces that Erin sent me, and then I didn't use it. So that's why I'm using it today. And so I'm just kind of letting the page speak to me and kind of figuring out what do I need to do. And I felt like it needed a little bit of the peachy pink. Now, I will tell you, I love it just like this. And in hindsight, I still probably would have added the pink, but if you need to tone down one of your colors a little bit, use a little of the gesso or white paint, and you can kind of smudge it into it. I also pay attention to any areas that I feel like is overly busy and that my eye is drawn to, because the focal is not there yet. So I don't want something that stands out as if though it is the focal. So that's kind of how I determine where I need to put and kind of mute some of those colors. And then I'm going in with the Bria Reese gold, is this like, it's water reactive, so I'm going to say it's probably a watercolor pen, but everybody was getting them on clearance at Hobby Lobby, but you can get them now, I think, at like somewhere else. Now, this little packet you didn't see in the flow because, well, to be honest, we've been doing the flow a while, and sometimes the stuff gets taken out and never put in, but Erin sent me this, I think it's a Finnabar or something like that. It's like gold. How do I want to describe it? It's like gold sand almost. Like, it's not really glitter, but it is kind of glittery, but I don't know how to explain it. Maybe she can comment below and tell us exactly what this stuff is. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool to kind of add a little bit of that? So I put the gel medium so it would stick a little better than what the glue stick would provide. And then I'm happy. Apparently that right there when I do my fingers is like me dancing. Anyway, so now I'm feeling this. I'm really, really feeling it. It feels like a dreamy scene. And then I also had that piece of lace that I tore, and I love how the edges are so not clean. And I got that way by just, you know, ripping it pretty much. Not gracefully, but just ripping it. And then I'm going in with my Lindy Stamp Gang because I couldn't spray it. I'm just taking a tip out of that bottle thing out of there. And then I'm doing it with a wet paintbrush. And then I'm going to dry it with my heat tool because I did not think that the stark white would add any value to the page. And that's, guys, how I tend to make decisions is this going to create value and texture and interest, or is it going to take away from what we already have going on? So in case you wanted to know kind of what my mind does, I try to explain it the best way I can. So I loved kind of how that moved and kind of floated within the page. And it kind of made me think about like a butterfly. As a butterfly, you know how in like cartoons and stuff, it'll have like a butterfly and like little dots. And so here's a tip, a pro tip from Tiff. Take a picture of it with your phone and then look at it and kind of get a feel for if you think that is the right placement. A lot of times our eye doesn't see it the same way like a camera will. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to glue this down. And I was catching the devil trying to glue it with the Oohoo, so I actually ended up doing that with the gel medium, and I kind of like how that worked out for me. And then I wanted to add one of the Chit Chat stickers, and I thought white would be a nice contrast to it. And then I couldn't figure out where to put it, so I really thought more than I normally do with this. But I just loved it so much, I wanted to make sure it was right. So I peeled it up and put it down and took a picture. And then took another picture and then looked at where it was and kind of decided where it should be. To me, if I put it on the opposite side, it was kind of like making your eyes do strange things. Like you want to look at both things at one time, and that's not really possible. So then I took some of the golden from the background and was going to use some of that to put the Chit Chat thing on. And then I decided against that, but I did like what that added. So I'm actually going to just go down and glue it with the Oohoo glue stick. It'll do that really easily with the threads because the threads are so lightweight. And I kind of wanted it to look like it was moving around the page. You can't really see it here, but I'm going to try to capture it in photos. If you ever want to see my work, make sure you check out my Instagram page. I post every day. So